Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how I transform this simple paper gift bag into a really cool looking journal. All right, so stay tuned and I will take you step by step. Now the first thing I did is I went ahead and folded it in half to where everything lined up, and go over it with a bone folder. And so we have our front back cover. Now this we can use as a tuck or something like that. And then I'll need to decorate that part here. I'll sew the signatures obviously into there. The handles I think I'm gonna get rid of because I have an idea of using eyelets here and here and some cord, some stretchy cord to function as a closure. And the first thing I will show you is, oh, here we go. So these are going to be the front and back covers and the spine. Now this, it was cut from a masterboard, okay? And they're collaged on both sides because I had a different intention for it. However, I've repurposed them for the front and back cover. So this will kind of take a theme, not necessarily nautical, but more journey, more, you know, I take this is my traveling journal. And this has been, like I said, collaged. And then this is a piece of mixed media paper that I glued down onto chipboard. And then I kind of like tore it out and roughed it up, stamped Journey on it. And this is just a picture that I glued onto some chipboard and then trimmed it all out and set it on some of these little sticky things that make it look more pronounced. And here I have a clock, which is just a cutout image with this chipboard circle that I've laid down on top of it. So it's like a, you know, nautical clock. And even on here, on the actual collaged part, there's some texture to it too, because I had glued down some carnival tissue that I had spread texture paste on through a stencil. So you see that here, so you get a nice, really cool feel there. And then for the spine, I'm going to glue this piece of handmade paper that has some florals in it, smushed in between the papers or the fibers. And what I did is I just took some of this distress stain, peeled paint, fluid dye for papers, and porous surfaces. This is quite porous and this is paper. So I just rubbed it all on there up and down, sprayed a little water on it to kind of get it, you know, a little more distressy looking. And then just dried it with my heat gun. And so we'll do that on the spine, front cover, back cover, and then we'll go from there. But I think the first thing I want to do is take these out, the handles out, because I'm not going to use these for this project, but I'll use them for something else. These I will save for another project. The next step, I think I'm going to go ahead and distress it with some ink and go all around it. And then I'll come and we'll continue the rest. Okay, so I went ahead and inked on these. I had inked on them before, but I think they needed a little bit more. So that's that. And we have our cover, all inked, ready to go. Obviously, I didn't ink the spine because I'm going to lay this down on there. So I'm going to do that first, because if I don't, because I want to keep the width, and maybe tear up this edge here. But if I don't, this will overlap, and I don't want to trim this down. So, and one of the main reasons I'm using this as the spine is to give it a little bit more strength, if you know what I mean. So let me just tear this up. Okay, this is longer than I want, but what I'm going to do is just glue it down, and then I will trim the edges off after it's completely down. For this, I'm going to use the Fabrifix glue because this has a lot of fibers, and I think it'll adhere better than if I were to use like a glitter glue. I guess we could come up this way with this if we wanted to. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm just going to save myself a little time and not waste any of this. Glue that down, and we'll do the one on the top. Cover this boy up because it likes to ooze out if I leave it open. This is the bottle, by the way. It's from Beacon. It's Fabrifix. It's a silicone glue that works really well, and it dries quickly. So I should stop dithering and get this down. Okay. Over. And I think it's good. I just want to give it a little more of a press to make sure everything's good, has contact, and then we'll fold it up and get it into its intended shape. All right, while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and put in the eyelets here and get that ready for our elastic string that's going to work as a closure for our journal. All right, we've got the eyelets in. I have my elastic cord here. So I thought, put one end in here. Just a simple knot just to keep it in place. Let's see how much. I'm gonna kind of put a little bit more than I need, and then I can trim it up later. So this will go. So my intention is for it to go over that way. So there's a little handle here. It'll be a little handle, but you can stretch it out to go over, or like this. So this would be here. So I'm just going to cut it where I give myself a little bit of extra string or twine, whatever you want to call this. This is elastic cord. And then I can trim it. Once I'm done with the journal, I can trim it to exactly where I need it. There's that. So it would close like that. Fabulous. Now this is definitely loose, but I want to wait till I get my signature in to make sure that it works well without trimming it first. Okay. So let's get the covers front and back glued down. Okay, that's coming along really well. I love that. And see, the reason that I wanted to do this is so that, do it this way so that the strap did not interfere with my, the cover, these pieces that are lifted up. Okay, while this dries, I'm going to show you some of the pages I picked out to put into the journal. It's just going to be a single signature journal. Say that 10 times fast early in the morning. Let's see here. So, okay. What do I have here? Pages. That's my page. We've got some scrapbook paper, different sizes, just folded them in half. These, I think we can use inside to decorate. Little tag. There's some coffee dyed paper that I glued some book page on, so that'll be fun. And then this is just a plain piece of coffee dyed paper. There's some map, more scrapbook paper. Another piece. This is a one-sided scrapbook paper that I'm trying to go through, to work through. And so just using that. This is a piece from a scrapbook kit that I got a long time ago. And I finally got around to using it. And here's a coffee dyed envelope that I've just stitched around with the sewing machine, and that'll work as pockets. And this one here too, this is a piece of, it was just a black and white scrapbook paper, and I took some of this stuff, the distress ink, but in the vintage photo, and painted it all over, and then I put it together with a piece of paper here to cover the backside, and then just stitched all around it. So we got a nice strong piece of paper there, or page rather. Here's another page. It's kind of oceany waves, and I've glued on, or actually I've stitched these on. You can't see it because it's black on the front, but yeah, you can see my messy stitching to give it some, just a cool feeling edge. I don't think lace would be appropriate in this one. So this is a piece of canvas that's been decorated like crazy. And my friend Sharon over at Texture Junkie sent me this a while back, and I want to find a way to use that. This is a writing board that I made many months ago, and there's a video of it on my channel, and I'll try to link that in the description. And what a writing board is it gives you a nice flat surface for when you're writing in your journal. So for example, we can use this in here. We can keep it right in here, so that, and when someone wants to write, You put your writing journal, your writing table down, or writing board, and then you have a nice flat surface to scribble your thoughts and dreams on. Okay, and then this is a cute little thing I made a while ago out of maps, or a map, and it is a little envelope that holds a journal card. This is actually a piece of watercolor paper that I cut up, that I was, you know, kind of doodling on, practicing watercolors, and I thought it'd be a really cool background. So we got that, and we can use this in the book. And a couple of journal cards. I don't know if we'll use all of them, but maybe. These you've seen me make in another video. And then these two I've made previously, but I hadn't really finished them. So I went ahead and finished them, and then did some stitching around them, and then both dyed or backed with coffee dyed paper. And I believe this is avocado dyed paper. It's a very pale avocado dye on that one. And then this has, because this is done on a index card, you already have the lines ready to go to write, and I just added a little sentiment there and just grunged it all up. So let's put together this signature, set it aside, and then I can address that empty spot in here. So we have this here. We have this page. This page. Now, as far as dimensions inside, you want to measure out what the bag that you have, because it may not be the exact same size. So, but I'll give you the measurements of mine. So inside, I have a 5 1/8, barely. It looks like 5 1/16 inch width, and then the height is 8 inches. So I cut these to fit within those boundaries. They're not all the same, that's okay, but they will work. So we have those there. Envelope. We could do some map here. I think this one, I don't know if it's too long. Yes, so I don't know if I'm going to use that. Let me set that aside for a moment. Continue with these. Have some map. Coffee dyed paper. And we're going to switch a couple of these up. Put this one maybe here. And then this one. So there we go. We'll do it this way. Coffee dyed. We could put maybe this one here. And then this one here. This is the coffee dyed with the book page. This is a very fragile piece. It's actually from a newspaper. It was very brittle and fragile, and I took my chances and I glued it down on here, and it turned out pretty good. So I'm thinking maybe do it this way. Yeah. But this one, I pulled out the last minute, so I need to trim this one a little bit. So let me trim it to the same as this. Let's see. Do I want to trim more from the top or the bottom? More from the bottom. So line that up. I know I have a pencil somewhere. Here we are. Let's do that part first. And then the edge, which I think it will fit. Just a little shy, so with a quick trim. That's a little wonky, but that's okay. So am I. I just didn't want to pull out my big slicer and all that nonsense for that. What do I want to start with? You know, I'm going to start with the map, actually. And this is important, this step, because you don't want to do this. You don't want to, like, put it all together, sew it, tie it, and then go, oh, man, I'd prefer that one this way, or this one's upside down. Trust me, it's happened before. To me. We have map. This. Maybe something smaller like this one. And then we can go up the size to this one. And here I'll do this one. And actually, there with this here. This here. Get our envelope here. There we go. This can go here. And we'll finish off with that. So, trying to keep everything together and in the right position so that when we go to poke the holes in it for sewing, it's all going to land in the right spot. I've made myself a template so that I know where to punch the holes where it will fit right, fit well into the spine of our journal cover here. Let's get this lined up. Good. Okay. So yeah, this is the, I've marked this the top because I've measured this from the top to the bottom. So draw my holes. And they should land in the center, right down the seam. Perfect. This one a little bit more over. Okay. And I have my awl. Where's my awl? I know it's here. My phone book so I can poke holes and not ruin my mat. Again, just want to make sure everything is centered as best I can so everything falls within one of those holes. Yup. And then come in. this to the side for a moment. I should make myself a little room here. And let's get our holes punched out on this one too. So there's our top. This one did not line up, so I'm going to just go ahead and go over here and just make sure that that's the one I go through. I have some of this left here. Maybe I'll glue that over that just to reinforce it. Okay, we're on a roll. And then I just want to pick out some string to tie that with. I found my needle, threaded it, and I'm ready to sew. This is a basic pamphlet stitch, 3 holes. We'll start here in the center. Make sure we are right side up. Yes. Yes. Go through the center. Go through the bottom here. Just the bottom. Come on. And sometimes things slip out of your control, and you just got to go through each one. Take your time. Hold on to your tail so you don't lose everything. We're going to come down to the bottom. There we go, first time's a charm. So now that we've got through the top, the bottom, we're gonna come back through to the center. And just be sure you don't cut into the thread that's already there. Come on. There we go. Sorry if I'm out of shot. I'm just trying to get a closer look on these so I line them up well. You're being a bit of a bugger. Here we are. Pull that through. You can take your needle off. It's nice and snug. Okay. This side needs to be a little more snuggy, I think. There we go. Okay. And you want to take your 2 sides and give it a nice tight knot. Let me try trim this excess here. Okay, I think we're good. Look at that. So we have our journal all sewn in, all ready to go and decorate. And that's pretty good. It's a good size. Now, we have to put stuff in it first before we decide that that's final. So I want to decorate here, and I think I want to use this right in the front, and just as it is, and that can be a sort of our fabric flip, right? So let's take, trim that off. Let me try and straighten this up if I can without ruining it. That's pretty good. And then we'll just tack it down. This should hold with Fabrifix. So let me put a couple clamps on here to make sure that this doesn't move around while it's drying. Okay, and then let's go to the back because we have to cover that. Here's this. So here, I'm going to glue these top edges and bottom edge down, and that will be a tuck. I had these to use. Maybe if I put some of this up here and some down here, kind of collage it. Here's what I will do. Got this piece here. So I'm going to glue this down. Use my bone folder to kind of crease this so I know where to trim it up. Now for this sheet, I took it and I cut the top portion off with all the writing on it, and I'm going to set it up here as a little pocket. But first, let's punch a little hole in it. Let's give it a thumb hole. There we go. And I think a little inking is called for. Wonderful. I didn't want to cover this part up. I think I like it a lot. And so I'm going to just do that there. Glue this bad boy down. I think we said here, right? Yeah. That's a good spot. All right, let's see how the canvas is doing, if it's dried well enough. Otherwise, leave the clamps on. I think that's good. Like I said, this Fabrifix dries quickly, so it needs a little bit more drying time. So I'm just going to put these back on and then take them off when we're done. All right, let's put in our writing board. That's going to go in here. And then we open up and we have some pages. And what else do I have here? I have a cute little card with a ship on it. On the smooth sea, it says there. And all I did was I just stitched on each side with some zigzag. And now I want to ink it up and distress it. Okay, so let's stamp it with something cool. How about I have this stamp here that's sort of like a postcard stamp. I'm gonna use a little red on there. Here. And then maybe destination. Where do we want that? I'm going to put that at an angle. And then this number, maybe we'll do this in red too. Right there. Okay. I think destination just right across the bottom, and that way there's room to write there if somebody wants to write something on there. All right, very cute. So where did we say this was going? Oh, you know what? We didn't. That fit in there. I think we can make that work. Maybe not sticking out. Maybe we can make a pocket up the front here. Let's do a pocket up here, and I have some of that other paper left over. However, I want it wide enough, though. That's not wide enough. Here we go. Let's use some of this paper here. I don't like it. Okay, I like this one. Let's use this as the pocket. Let's just give it a trim here. I think we'll go a little bit there, a little bit here. Perfect, perfect, perfecto, but I want to just make it a little bit shorter. So how about we trim it here? save this for something else. This will go in the scrap bucket. And here we are. I'm going to get these stamps out of the way for now. And let's give this pocket some ink and distress it up. There we go. Beautiful. I have some labels here. Some sort of just like generic field labels or other types of labels. What if we put one here? We just have to ink it up. Now these I've printed on label paper, so when I trim them out, when I cut them out, they're already ready to stick. They don't have, they're not just regular paper. So that's my trick. So we can put one here, and then maybe do I have a smaller one? I think I do. Some small ones. Here we'll do this one in the other corner. Let's go at an angle. Let's be silly. Get a little more ink. There we go. Let's continue. What do we have left in our stash? Oh, you know what? I have this really cool mixed media tag that I thought would work great in here. And this is inks and stuff. And then I've used a stencil, a numbered stencil, and I went through it with some stencil butter. So it's got a nice texture to it. And the back is plain, but I got this really cool eyelash string. So I'm going to use that to tie it up. And I think I got a good spot for it. All right, that is very cool. This is where I want to put it, right back here in this built-in tuck. It's going to fit perfect in there. Let's tuck that under. There we go. So got a little tag there. We have a pocket here. What do we have? Now for back here, I have a really cool couple of tags. My friend Maya sent me this one with some stamping on it, and it's just has some cool textured paper. And then this one too. This is a cocktail recipe on a tag, and it's for a bandrek. It's a Sudanese sweet and spicy hot drink. And it includes palm sugar, which is, you know, when you're traveling, and especially to maybe a tropical place or subtropical, you're gonna have some sugar in there, right? So we can put that one here. Now this one is more on the tall side, so we can find another spot for this one. But we'll leave that there. And then we can maybe use a clamp, one of these cool little things here. And, oh, you know what? The tag can go right in here. That's perfect. So you can see the drink. You've got your tag there. And then maybe give some color here. We're going to attach that here, and it's inked and backed. So we can put that there. How cool is that? And then what else do we have? We've got this cool envelope. Should we just put it here? Maybe we attach it here. You just put it right here. There we go. Okay, that's in there. And then we can put another journal card up front. And we can use another one of our clamps. I know I have another one because I have a lot of them. There we go. We can put you there. And with this journal card too, which we can actually, if we want, we can just tuck in there. I think that'll hold it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll just hold it with the weight of that. I got a couple more labels. Maybe throw in some more labels in here. How about there? There, give that page some interest. Maybe back here we can put this longer one. Okay. And then what do I have here? Here, instead of that, I can put that there. That would be cool. Give her a little inky. Very nice. And I think it needs one more. Let's do the round one. I have a round one here that needs some love and attention. You can put that one, put it right down here. All right, what else do we have? I have 2 more labels. Might as well use them. That way I don't have to put them away. We can do one here and then one here. How about that? Solved. And you notice, well, I don't know if you, so just so you know, everything I've used here, I already owned, I already had. So nothing new was purchased. The bags were actually given to me by a friend. So those were donated. And then, yeah, and then, you know, a couple like that canvas piece in the front, my friend Sharon gave that to me. But everything else I've pretty much made myself or had just from other projects. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're making a junk journal. It's use what you've got. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of new stuff. It's a good way to de-stash. that. Now, let's see how well this closure works. Do we need to, oh, well, that came undone. So yeah, because I only put temporary knot. I didn't really knot it. Okay. Let's do temporary, and then we can see if we need to trim it down or not. I think we can make it a little bit more snug, but before we do that, I want to add this really cool thing as sort of a dangle almost, but it's a photo slide of Mission San Juan Capistrano in San Juan Capistrano, California. It's the Reredos in Serra Chapel. I don't know. I got this somewhere, somehow. I'm not sure, but it's a you know, it's an authentic photo slide that someone took, and I put an eyelet in there with my eyelet maker, and I think it'll be really cool dangling here on the front. So let's give this just a little bit of a trim, not too much. I'm going to do one side first and see how that works. Beautiful. Does that stick up too much? That's interesting. That may stick out too much. Maybe if I put it on the inside. On the back. There we go. So there you have it. Quick, easy paper bag junk journal. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the, under the video. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much. I will see you very soon.